This photo is taken with a macro lens at infinity view, and it also shows that the sun is about to get down, and that is the time where I also start to do the recordings. I am starting the recording with the macro lens. I want to see how the stabilization blur will be in semi-dark situations. I'm now using Rocksteady, and I'm actually using the macro lens because then I know I get f2. Couldn't do anything else than Rocksteady on the macro lens, and now it's definitely going dark. Swap the lens. Now I've changed to normal lens, and I am using Rocksteady Plus, and I changed from daily to sport just to see if it makes any change. But anyway, it's dark. It should be light enough. And another thing, I've set the shutter speed to be at maximum 1/100. Because I've seen when I don't do that, I get a lot of movement blur. And this area shouldn't be too dark really, so because the ground is quite light. But as you see on some trees, they are dark, and I'm not sure if you get the details. So this is what I'm trying now. So if I stand still, hopefully you can see the details. And as you see, it's getting colder now. Okay, I'll just test until I've gone through the bit darker area here. Just to see if I get any changes. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Before starting recording, just look at the setting, the shutter max 1/100 and max 25,600 ISO, and I'm currently using 4K 25 frames per second, and I'm using normal color mode, auto variable aperture between f2 and f4, and I'm using sport as stabilization scenario, and I'm using Rocksteady and standard field of view. So let's just start. It's not really dark, semi, but not really dark. What I will see now is that I will see if there's any speed blur when this direction shifts. I will also see if there's any blur connected to the stabilization, because that's quite normal, at least what I've seen. It has been better since the last firmware, but still I don't think it's 100%. So getting closer to these branches, standing still, let it focus to see the change. Do the same thing from the other side, standing still. What I will do now is that I will shift to 8K to see if that changes anything. Okay, now shooting in 8K. In this area is quite a lot brighter. So in the far you can even see the sun on the trees. But the question is, will the camera see it? Especially since it's on stabilisation. And just go a little bit further up. Okay, should be easy to see now. So if I stop, will it change anything? Do the same thing on the tree close to here. Does it change anything? What I've done now is to put the macro lens on. And let's do the same exercise there. Start in 4K. I know that by putting the macro lens on, some settings are changing. These settings are the same. Let's see, field of view, same, rocksteady same, sport same, and yeah, large aperture 2. And I have seen that stabilization mode can only use rocksteady, nothing else. Let's see what the macro lens does. Yeah, I can stop here so you can see the trees, and if I move a bit it will get blurry. Same thing with this tree. If I stop close to it, it should get more in focus. A bit darker area. It's not so dark that things should go blurry, but you never know. So just stop here, let it focus. I'm standing still. You can see the difference between the electronic stabilization and when it's not. So then I'll stop and look at the focus. Okay, I'll stop now and I'll do 8K. Then we're on 8K. Standing still just to make sure that you can see the details and what happens when I start moving. So I'll move along a bit to see how the 8K does. I haven't tried this before, so it should be very exciting. It's blowing quite hard now. In the forest it's nice. Okay, stopping again. I'm now shooting with a macro lens in 8K, and I'm using the wide field of view. And I'm just taking the camera lower to get a different view of everything. Of course it's dense, so it's darker. Let's see how it deals with running water. These two photos has been taken with a macro lens on infinity view. Once again trying in 8K with the wide field of view, and it has gone a bit darker. also want to go closer to the ground, get the maximum out of the macro lens. Okay, let's stop a little bit. This should get the details now. And a lot of nice green. And out in the brighter area. Okay, let's just hit the path.